Bowels represent instincts, gut feeling, an inborn pattern of activity or tendency to action. From Job 30:27, my bowels boiled, and rested not, the days of affliction prevented me. From 2 Corinthians 6:12, ye are not straitened in us, but ye are straitened in your own bowels. From 1 John 3:17, but whoso hath this world's good, and seeth his brother have need, and shutteth up his bowels of compassion from him, how dwelleth the love of God in him? The mouth represents the mind. To eat or to bite something means to accept it into your mind. Teeth represents common sense values. As they are made of bone, bone represents value. Teeth fall out as you get older, so does your common sense. To choose something means to learn. Your bowels mean your instincts. To vomit something means to reject it. Your tongue represents your speech. Your breath represents your spirit. To breathe represents quicken, the quickening of your spirit. To sing represents to pray. A song represents prayer. Revelation 10:10, and I took the little book out of the angel's hand, and ate it up, and it was in my mouth, or mind, sweet as honey, or pride. And as soon as I had eaten it up, my belly, or my manner, was bitter, which means hateful. From Philippians 1:8, for God is my record, how greatly I long after you in the bowels, or instincts, of Jesus Christ. Lamentations 2:11, my eyes do fail with tears, my bowels or instincts are troubled. 1 Corinthians 14:15, I will pray with the Spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing with the Spirit, and I will sing with the understanding also. So here we see an obvious connection between praying and singing. From Colossians 3:16, let the word of Christ dwell in you richly, in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, which means prayers, singing or praying with grace in your hearts to the Lord. Job 19:20, and I escaped with the skin, or integrity, of my teeth, or values. From Proverbs 15:14, but the mouth, or mind, of fools feedeth on foolishness. From Job 20:12, lo, wickedness be sweet in his mouth, or mind. Lo, he hide it under his tongue, or speech. Lo, he spare it, and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth, or mind. From Proverbs 31:26, she openeth her mouth, or mind, with wisdom, and in her tongue, or speech, is the lore of kindness. From Luke 13:28, there shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth, which means conflicting of values. From Proverbs 15:2, the tongue, or speech, of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth, or mind, of fools poureth out foolishness. A kiss represents mercy, as it is soft flesh, or ethics. Lips represent honesty. From Psalms 85:10, mercy and truth are met together, righteousness and peace have kissed each other. From Proverbs 14:7, go from the presence of a foolish man, when you perceiveth not in him the lips of knowledge. From Proverbs 24:26, an honest answer is like a kiss on the lips. Proverbs 12:19, the lip of truth shall be established forever. A body represents a kingdom. 1 Corinthians 12:14, for the body is not one member but many. Matthew 26:26, Jesus took bread and blessed it, and brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, take, eat, this is my body. From Deuteronomy 28:53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God has given thee. Feet represents dominion, the area which somebody rules. From Deuteronomy 11:24, every place whereon the soles of your feet shall tread shall be yours. Deuteronomy 8:4, the remnant waxed not old upon thee, neither did thy foot swell these 40 years. From Psalms 8:6, thou madest him to have dominion over the works of thy hand. Thou hast put all things under his feet. From 2 Kings 21:8, neither will I make the feet of Israel move any more out of the land which I gave their fathers. Daniel 7:19, then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceedingly dreadful, whose teeth or values were of iron, which means dissimulation, and his nails or reputations of brass, which means faith, which devoured, brake into pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet or dominion. Heels represent principles. They are a prominent bone or value, and they are the foundation of a body or a kingdom. Genesis 3:15, and I will put enmity between thee, the serpent, and the woman, which means the church, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise, which means damage the integrity, thy head or authority, and thou shalt bruise his heel, or principles. From Psalms 41:9, ye my own familiar friend, Judas, in whom I trusted, which did eat of my bread, or godly works, has lifted up his heel, which means principles, against me. Knees represent reverences. They are also a prominent bone or value. From Daniel 5:6, then the king's countenance was changed, and his thoughts troubled him, so that the joints of his loins or labors were loosened, or unconstrained, and his knees or reverences smote one against another. From Genesis 33, and she said, behold my maid Bilhah, go in unto her, and she shall bear upon my knees or reverences, that I may also have children by her. 1 Kings 1:31, then Bathsheba bowed with her face to the earth and did reverence to the king. From Esther 3:2, and all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman. Thigh represents service, an act of helpful activity, from root yarik, meaning to be soft, as it is soft flesh or ethics. Genesis 24:2, and Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, put, I pray thee, thy hand or power under my thigh, or service. Genesis 32:31, and as he passed over Peniel, the sun rose upon him, and he halted upon his thigh, or service. Legs represent reign. A reign is the term used to describe the period of a person or dynasty's occupation. From Amos 3:12, thus saith the Lord, as the shepherd taketh out of the mouth or mind of the lion, which means king, 2 legs, or a piece of an ear, so shall the children of Israel be taken out that dwell in Samaria, in the corner of a bed, and in Damascus in a couch. Daniel 2:33, his legs of iron, which means dissimulation, and his feet, or dominion, part of iron and part of clay, which means obedience. From John 19:33, but when they came to Jesus and saw that he was dead already, they brake not his legs, or his reign. Song of Solomon 5:15, his legs are as pillars of marble, set upon sockets of fine gold. From Proverbs 26:7, the legs of the lame are not equal, so is a parable in the mouth of fools.